Alright, just started this camera. And let's see here. 1, 2, and we are shooting the shit with your boy Shank. This your boy Shank, and I'm sitting here with Ryan Gillerin. Y'all got confused. I got a speech impediment, guys. Y'all understand, but Ryan Gillerin.
Yes, Ryan Gillerin.
Okay. We are also here with Angelica Pickles. But nah, her name's Angelica, real cool person. Came here, told me she's on mulatto. So she's on mulatto today. That's kind of cool. I haven't heard too many people use that word in a while. How y'all doing today?
I'm doing good, you know, like race, just enjoying the best of both worlds.
That's what's up.
Went to work today, and now I'm going to have a drink and hang out with some friends.
That's what's up, that's what's up.
I played house daddy all day, cleaned up the house.
You got kids?
Nah, man. I work on the river and I'm at home for 20 days. She goes to work in the morning. I make her coffee and her breakfast.
Oh, okay.
I clean the house and stuff.
I'm about to say, y'all have offspring?
No, man, we ain't got nothing.
What do y'all call offspring if you mix a mulatto with a white person? What's that offspring called?
Cortigon? I don't know.
Anyway, hell, ain't really too much shit going on. I got a big show in Bluefield on March 5th, which is this Saturday. I've been sitting here slaving on that. So right now I'm really just trying to have some fun, and they decided to come by. So we're having fun right now. Let's see, what topics do we got? The Oscars. I just showed y'all the little clip from Chris Rock.
Yeah.
Apparently Chris Rock has pissed off everybody in America. He pissed off white people, black people, and Asians. How do y'all feel about that?
I mean, I guess when push comes to shove, he's still more liked than Trump.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
Well, not West Virginia. People love him. People love Trump here.
Oh, man, they love some Trump.
Yeah, they also love pepperoni rolls, so...
And I honestly believe that Trump will be the next president. I hope he's not, but I really believe he's going to.
You think so?
Yeah.
You really believe that?
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to vote for him. I'm voting for Bernie. If Bernie makes a Democratic candidate, which I'm pretty sure he will. But
Yeah.
honestly, I'll be honest with y'all. I mean, my grandma will be so disgusted with me, but if Bernie doesn't get the Democratic candidate, then I'm not voting period this year. Fuck it. And she will be very upset with me, but I'm not voting period.
You're going to go vocal with that and say that?
Yeah.
Might as well at least do it so that way you can...
I'm going vocal. If Bernie does not, I'm not voting for Hillary either. So, yeah.
I mean, there's other people. You can at least get out there. You can vote for other representatives and whatnot. This area needs help. Huntington's got all the drug problems and everything.
Vote for your school board?
Okay, well, I'll just sit there and put Democratic and just leave it alone. I'll just push that one button. Because I don't know what the fuck else really going on other than the presidential shit.
I guess there's no sense in going
that's all I'm paying attention to.
Right,
This president,
okay.
you know what I'm saying? And
yeah.
when Donald Trump was there, did y'all see where they had the one little debate and everything, and they was talking about the Ku Klux Klan? You know they endorse him right now.
Yeah, they are endorsing him. He skirted everything. Tactfully so.
So let me get this right. So apparently, you already said what you had to say about the Pope. You said what you had to say about black people. You said what you had to say about Mexicans. But then when it came to white supremacists, well, I really don't know enough to say something. When your daddy used to be used to be or is a KKK
Really?
member.
Was?
You ain't know that?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, his daddy was in the KKK. That's like official. That's not a...
Undisputable? Trump's dad was in...
You can go look that up. Trump's dad was in the KKK, straight up.
I mean, Trump definitely has family swinging on both sides of that fence, though. If you check out your NPR stations, I was listening to something. He's got a cousin, a nephew, some relative that just died, and his eulogy
Yeah, did you see
was
that?
anything but Trump. Like, if you vote for Trump, our kids are going to have some genocide stuff on their hands. So, I mean, I think that just goes to show that...
was that real? No, I seen it on Facebook.
I have not done the fact checker.
I haven't checked it. It was on Facebook.
I kind of have a feeling that it's probably as accurate as Trump needing to develop more opinions on the KKK, though.
I hear you. But like I said, back to Chris Rock. I'll be honest with you. Chris Rock is my favorite comedian. I honestly believe that he's the best to ever do it. That's just my personal opinion. Granted, the best to really ever do it is George Carlin, but I'm just saying my personal, is Chris Rock, and he's easily the best alive right now, my personal opinion as well. I don't see what the big hoopla was about, cause I feel like he just spoke the truth, and the truth does hurt people. He sat there and told white people that Hollywood was racist.
Yeah.
He said that. He sat there and said that as far as black people go, we have other things that we really should be worried about. Also true. And as far as the little Asian shit, that was just a joke. I ain't gonna front. I somewhat understand why they pissed.
Play devil's advocate.
I ain't gonna front. I somewhat understand why they pissed. I get it. Like that wasn't just true. That was just that was just a joke.
Don't you think, to play devil's advocate though a little bit though, the big cog that is Hollywood that turns out money out of investments and stuff. If they saw that there was a point where they could have more minorities and make money, they wouldn't turn a blind eye to that just for racism. I mean, if there was money to be made there, they would be putting more out there. You know what I'm saying? Like,
okay.
I think if it existed.
I think you're the wrong color to be taking that stance of offense.
I mean, I was listening to a podcast, and this is something that was brought up. I mean, because I don't think that when it comes everything, it comes down to numbers and money. And I think the big thing is, if there was more money to be had there, they would be doing it. I don't think they're just...
Okay, I'll say this.
Okay.
And granted, she did say something that, yeah,
I'm not numbered. I hear you.
no, like granted, I somewhat agree with what you said, somewhat. Remember, I said somewhat. What I will sit there and say is this, okay? We'll say we're talking about comedy.
I hear you.
Okay. A lot of black comedians, for the most part, are catered more towards a black audience. Not all of them, but a lot of them, you know what I'm saying, are just catered towards, like, there's some white comedians who are just catered just towards white people. The ones who can make everybody laugh are the ones that make it, right?
Yeah.
Now, I will sit there and say that I personally believe that there are more movies, and a lot of these movies aren't even put up for no damn Oscars, but as far as, like, there's a lot more white-based movies that reach everybody. Like, Captain America is still technically a white movie.
Yeah.
Star Wars is still technically a white movie. You know what I'm saying? That reaches everyone. You know what I'm saying?
It's a white movie or a broad spectrum?
As far as Boys in the Hood goes.
Okay.
It's a great film. I love the movie. But let's be honest with you. At the time, it was catered towards us. And I still love that movie to death, but it was catered towards us. Right?
Correct.
And I also feel like a lot of the movies that us as black people make are catered towards us. Not saying that they're bad movies at all.
No, yeah.
But
I love everything that Tyler Perry puts out.
I like Tyler Perry. I love everything he puts out too. And honestly, one of my favorite things to do is go on Netflix and I look at all the low budget black films. And there's one called Brotherly Love that I just told you about. Love. I fucking love that.
Definitely gotta check that one out.
Best movie I've seen all year.
Really?
Best movie I've seen this year.
Just started this year.
Well,
I mean, it's March.
It came out.
Check the Fire Sticks.
It came out. I watch all kinds of shit, bro. But it's the best movie I've seen this year.
Okay.
Do I understand why it wouldn't be up for an Oscar? Yes, I get it. But regardless, I watch a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
So with that being said, I mean, I feel like it's just some shit just isn't catered towards everybody, and I get that. People need to quit worrying about these Oscars because my favorite actor, period, is Samuel L. Jackson. He's never won one, and I'll be the first to tell you that he doesn't really deserve one. He's did a lot of great roles, but it's not about just how good your role was. It's about what other movie came out that year that you were going against.
Yeah, I wish I knew more about it. Yeah.
And how vocal you are. Like, I think that Will Smith's going to be hard pressed to get an Oscar now.
Oh, he's going to get one.
You think so?
Eventually, he will get one. He has played in a lot of great roles. As far as
like Samuel L. Jackson, who is racist. I mean, Samuel L. Jackson is racist, like on record, like.
I don't know about that. I have to look more into it. I don't think he's racist, but okay.
I'm gonna have to disagree with you.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
But I mean, I think that Samuel L. Jackson is racist. But I mean, those are his opinions.
We all got them.
Those are his opinions, and I think that Hollywood is kind of correct in the assumption also that people are still going to watch movies. Like, it's not like, it is kind of like exactly what Chris was saying, you know, they're not going to stop having the Oscars because I didn't perform. And they're probably going to give it to Kevin Hart. Like, I mean, we're just going to find a less vocal version of you, you know?
Did you see everything about the Kevin Hart and Cat Williams?
Oh, okay. I'm glad you brought this up because as far as the Kevin Hart, Cat Williams thing, I'm gonna be the first to sit there and say that I personally enjoy Cat Williams' comedy more than I enjoy Kevin Hart's myself. Now, if you ask me, granted, both of us, we get on stage, we do this comedy shit.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
feel me? I can sit there and say that Kevin Hart is still a way better comedian than Cat Williams ever was.
We were talking about that on the way here.
And Cat Williams honestly hasn't put in as much work as Kevin Hart. People don't understand, Kevin Hart has been doing this for over 20 years. He started on stage damn near professional at 19 years old.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He was 19 and he was actually on, you know what I'm saying, decent stages.
He was running the circuit.
People really ain't start paying attention to him until the Laugh at My Pain special. And that was his 4th comedy special. You know how long you gotta be in the game to actually get one special?
Right, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
He was grinding.
You gotta think, to get one special. And people were sitting there talking about how, the dumbest comment I seen earlier, this one guy had a nerve to sit there and say that the only reason that Kevin Hart wasn't better than Cat Williams then is because Kevin Hart was local. I'm like, hold up, let me get this right. Kevin Hart was in Soul Plane. What was that, 99, 2000?
Yeah, that's a throwback. That's old.
Paper Soldiers, 2002 if I'm mistaken.
Never seen that one.
Okay, we had the one.
Was that up for an Oscar?
Hell no. Hell no. That was a Rockefeller film. Ain't no Rockefeller film gonna be up for an Oscar. Let's be real here. He had the one sitcom called The Big House. It didn't even last the whole fucking season, but that was in 2004. When do we even really start hearing about Cat Williams? Cat Williams, when did Friday After Next come out? I want to say 2003, maybe 2004.
Something like that. That sounds about
Okay,
right.
when that came out, that's when Cat really started blowing up.
Yeah.
Yes, Cat was on stage before them, but that's when he started.
That's when the attention was brought on.
Okay, and then like 3 years after that, he had the Pimp Chronicles, which is an excellent special.
You know what's the crazy thing about that too is like think about when YouTube and everything and the broad. I mean, may have been out there grinding, but no one was seeing his stuff. So 2004, 2005. I mean, I think YouTube came out what 6? It's
Around or 2006.
something like that. I mean, that really social media and stuff like that is what really. I mean, if you correlate that with his presence and being seen,
Yeah.
I can see that.
Well, to make a long story short, man, me personally, I think that Cat Williams is just trying to get his name back out there.
Well, did you see his tours going out?
What tour?
He's touring right now. It's called The Conspiracy Theory.
What an appropriate name.
I looked into it because I was like, all right, so he's trying to do something with the media or something. Something's popping off here, you know what I mean?
He doesn't have his crack dealer with him, does he?
Right? No, he doesn't. But
I was making sure.
I was talking to her about it. When was the last time you thought about Cat Williams? It's been a while. So then this stuff starts popping off. And then I looked in, and he just started his tour like the last month. The end of
So
last
it was
month.
great publicity.
Perfect timing. Perfect time to be talking about
I
it. Great
didn't
time
know
to see
that.
what he's got to say.
But great publicity.
Oh, yeah.
Other thing I'm going to sit there and say, remember, I posted on YouTube. I posted on Facebook today from YouTube. Remember the little clip? It was like the end of 2014.
Yeah, it's about a year old. So.
And he sat there and they asked, he was talking about all the people that he knew that he was. He said, I've never been the funniest guy alive. I knew that I wasn't the wackest person, but I knew who was funnier than me.
And he knew he was funnier than.
Yeah. They asked him, was he funnier than Kevin Hart ever? And he said, no.
Right
Plain as
real
day.
quick.
Okay. So why all of a sudden today? If that was in 2014, he ain't really did shit since 2014, right?
Yeah.
So why all of a sudden today?
That's what, and then
Think you're better than Kevin Hart?
I'm wondering the same thing. I mean, did you see the other clip of him on the stage when he started going off about the puppet and stuff?
Yeah, they're doing an open.
Yeah, it's talking about sucking
Yo,
and everything, man.
And then the one body worker was like, "Who gave me this bad dope?" But you saw that one yet?
Nah, I didn't see that one.
Bro, they got a clip on YouTube. I want to say if you look up Crack Williams, honestly, you type in Crack Williams on YouTube, and it was in Oakland.
Okay.
He had a freaking meltdown. He went out there, was cussing everybody the fuck out, and got off stage. And that's when his bodyguard or somebody, manager, whoever, was like, "Who the fuck sold him this bad dope?"
Damn.
And it's on YouTube. Like, wow.
Really? Well, I got a buddy that said the same thing. He said he was a big fan of Cat. So yeah, the Pimp Chronicles, like was it 1 and 2 or something? As you watch the progression go, he's tight, he's clean in his stand up. But then near his next couple ones, you see him, he's sweaty. You know, he's doing a lot of drugs and drinking. He's sweaty, and he starts his words. He's just cussing a lot more to get shock value and stuff like that. You can see he's kind of getting tattered and wore out.
I agree. Like I said, I still prefer Cat's comedy over Kevin Hart's myself, but boy, Kevin Hart's a way better comedian. Kevin Hart
is a more versatile comedian. I agree with you. I think Cat Williams is funnier too. I think he's funnier. I think being the funniest makes you, in my mind, the best comedian. But I mean, as far as like a payable, a net worth, I mean, who's gonna fill more chairs?
Okay.
It depends on what your view of the best comedian is.
All right, I'll say it like this, Angelica. Let's say me and you are going to throw a comedy show.
Okay.
We are about to decide if we're going to hire Cat Williams or if we're going to hire Kevin Hart.
Okay.
I expect Kevin Hart to somewhat be on time and be somewhat sober if I book him. Do you know what you're getting if we book Cat Williams?
A fucking party.
See, I don't know. What
I
I'm
mean,
getting.
am I worried about the money? Yes.
I don't
But
know.
If I was gonna book somebody, I would book Kevin Hart, of course.
Right,
But if I was gonna kick it with somebody,
Yeah.
you know, I would be somewhere in a very luxury vehicle with Snoop and Cat Williams.
I hear you.
That you know.
Plus, as far as material goes, Cat Williams, to me, he's going up more towards the black audience.
He does have. Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. You hear me? Nothing
Oh,
wrong.
ain't nothing wrong
All I'm
with that.
telling you is that my favorite stand-up special, period, in the history of stand-up is by Eddie Griffin. It's called Dysfunctional Family. That's my favorite stand-up special. On everything I love. You know what I'm saying?
I'll check that out.
Honestly, and it's great. He talks about his childhood and everything. Talking about his little heroin addict, Uncle Bucky. It's funny as shit. I swear to you, it's funny as shit. But I understand, like, whereas going up more towards one audience, it limits your crowd, which limits your money. As far as Kevin Hart go, he's talking about marriage. He's talking about divorce. He's talking about his kids. Everybody can relate to that.
That's what it is. It's
And if everybody can relate to it, then guess
you're
what?
gonna sell more. I mean, you appeal to more
Hell,
people.
me being an angry black man on stage, to this day, you know when I really get the most laughs and the most recognition for shit? When I talk about waiting tables. Why? Because everybody can relate to the
Everyone's been
certain
to a
problems.
restaurant.
When I just sit there and tell you I'm mad and shit all damn day, hell, not everybody's as pissed off as I am.
Nah.
You feel me? Oh, you're right. I'm not angry and I'm not black. I don't understand what he's talking about. But when I talk about waiting tables, yeah, a lot of people respond to that. It's
I
the
can
same
hear that.
fucking thing.
I mean, that gets down to. I mean, don't you think? Do you feel like you curtail your stand-up based on kind of what room you're in? You know, kind of the audience a little bit. You can see that.
Well, here goes the thing. As far as you know, once again, we're comedians. You already know there's white rooms, black rooms, and the mixed rooms, right?
Okay.
And
The
there's
Latin rooms.
well,
Is it-
yeah, black rooms. All right, what we call them. You know what I'm saying? Where I started at Black Sheep, I pretty much being in, granted, it's a hipster room per se, but it's pretty much a white room. So I had to adapt my comedy in order to reach that white room. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Where you have to, there is no Def Comedy Jam around here, I don't have no black
You
comedy.
can only
rooms
touch
around here.
people on what they can see. So if you go in there and do
Right.
highly things that are super relevant to, you know, growing up black or something, that's going to go over a lot of heads. You gotta. And I think that's the big thing with comedy. You're trying to touch buttons and convey
I
things,
have to touch who's there. I have to touch who came to see me.
and in a way that they can grab it. You know.
Yeah,
what I mean?
whoever came to see me is who I have to make laugh.
Exactly.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And that's another reason why I like Chris Rock so much, because there was a documentary, y'all can look this up too if y'all want to. It's called Why We Laugh. You know, it's a black comedian documentary. Great documentary. It shows the history of black comedy all the way from Moms Mabley to Dick Gregory and Bill Cosby, and it leads up to right now. You know what I'm saying? And when they get on Chris Rock's part, Chris Rock sat there and said how, hell, when I started, there was no Def Comedy Jam. I had to just go to any room I could and make everybody laugh.
Yeah.
And you already know Chris Rock really isn't that educated, believe it or not. You know what I'm saying? But he's very smart now, but he had a GED education. So he was waking up getting 3 newspapers a day. Because you know he's in New York, getting 3 newspapers a day and reading everything he read. Just so he can find something to make everybody laugh.
A broad appeal.
You know what I'm saying?
Dedication.
Like it's down to the whole Kevin Hart, Cat Williams thing.
That's the thing.
I mean, there's a
Cat doesn't really have a broad appeal. He really just makes a certain crowd laugh, and that's it. I'm not saying he's not funny.
Oh no, he's good.
I love his comedy because I can relate to it.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
I can relate to it. You know what I'm saying? But Kevin Hart does reach more people. And I'm not a Kevin Hart fan, but at the end of the day, Kevin Hart's a better comedian. And I'd rather book Kevin because I think Kevin's going to be more professional.
And that's what I mean. Isn't that the ultimate goal? Really, is to try to be. I mean, you don't want to sell your soul out, so to speak, or whatever. But regardless, you want to be known as being a professional.
Exactly.
when it comes to it. And Cat's been a flake. He's been getting arrested. He's done that. And I mean, it might be fun to have the shock value of him there, but if you're a person trying to put big money in there, I mean, he's filling out big at Madison Square Gardens and stuff. I mean, he's touring his ass off.
Dude, Kevin Hart he got a special he's about to come out. He sat there and performed at the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah.
And filled that up.
Fill the whole mug out. No one could see him. They were just hearing him.
He just broke all of Eddie Murphy's records. And granted, Eddie Murphy...
Really?
Eddie Murphy...
Yeah, I guess I kind of...
He isn't in my top 10 as just a comedian goes. I know that hurts a lot of people's feelings, but he didn't do enough as far as... The guys who out here really grinding, you know what I'm saying? We look at shit a little different. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
As far as just special-wise and everything, though, the fact that he broke all the records, he's made the most money off of stand-up. I can't take that from him. There's a reason why, and it's not no Illuminati. I even heard people say he was a sellout. I'm trying to figure out exactly when. When did he sell out?
The arenas. He sold out the arenas.
Okay,
That's what he sold out. He sold out the arena, and then he sold out this arena, and then he sold out the next arena.
Did you know this? I didn't know this. I was wondering, you know, because I knew he was doing his tour. I thought maybe I could hop in and go on YouTube or something and maybe kind of see a camera clip or something like that. So they say when you go there, Kevin Hart's thing, they say, you know, keep your phones away or whatever. But that's so many people. He has people, like undercover people, dotted throughout the whole stadium. And if they see you pull your phone out and try to fucking record something, they're coming like that. I had no idea. He's got a serious operation. I mean, you know you're special. That's big money.
He has a big team behind him, and that's why, I'll be honest with you too, I have a lot of respect for Cat because I know Cat writes all his own material. See, you also, where you do this, how hard is it to just write 5 minutes of good material? It's hard.
That's hard.
It may take you a few hours, maybe a few days to write just 5 minutes of.
And even if you think you got 5 minutes, you're gonna gas out quick, man.
Right.
You can promise 5 minutes.
As far as Kevin, he has a team behind him now. Granted, I'm not knocking him for that because Richard Pryor, who is one of the greatest to ever do it, he had Paul Mooney helping him write. Who Paul Mooney can headline a show by himself right now.
Yeah.
You had a guy writing for you who can headline a show by himself.
You gotta have good talent behind you. I mean, if you're gonna
Right.
do it.
So it is an operation, and something else somebody else brought up to me today. They sat there and said they heard at Kevin Hart shows that there are people walking around that would tell you to laugh.
Really?
Have you heard about this?
I haven't heard about that, but that seems like planted people at these rallies and stuff, you know, screaming and hooting and hollering for Trump and whatnot.
All right, well, here's what I'm going to say about that. I haven't heard about just Kevin Hart per se when it came to that. But you already know, like, let's say you have a comedy special tonight.
Yeah.
We're going to make sure that certain people are laughing because it just makes it look better on film if certain people are laughing.
Exactly. Oh yeah.
Like, I have a few YouTube clips where I thought I'd bombed, and then when I watch it, it wasn't as bad as I thought. But it's like you just don't hear the extra laughs. Like when I was there, I heard the laughs more than when you watch this video.
Okay. Yeah. Not everything translates.
So. Yeah, we're filming this and we're about to make a production. We're about to put this on Netflix and YouTube and shit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I need those laughs just to make it look better, right?
And I think that a part of that too is if I look at you and smile, you're gonna smile back at me. You know what I'm saying? If I'm sitting next to you and I'm laughing,
It is contagious.
you know, it's probably gonna make you more likely to laugh yourself, especially in a big crowd. And that goes on so many different levels. You look at eating competitions. Like if he and I were both eating a big old plate of chicken wings, they did this contest, and if you have a team cheering me on, I will out-eat him every time. I need that fuel. People need that fuel next to them. So I think that even helps if you plant people that are laughing. Yeah. More people are more likely to laugh, I would think.
See, Angelica's the first female guest I've had on this podcast, so I'm about to start going into something that I want female points of views on. The whole Stacey Dash situation. Do you remember that?
Yes.
How do you feel about that? Honestly, and granted, you're you know, like I said, you're mixed. You know what I'm saying? You just sat there and sit. You know what I'm saying? You put that out there.
Right.
I'll be honest with you. I love the fact that we have BET. I love the fact that we have Black History Month. But what I will sit there and say is that does any other race have this month? No.
They're talking about Irish Heritage Month coming in.
And
She's working on that. Did you see that?
I did not know that, and the funny thing is that my last name is Irish.
Is it?
I'm a Shanklin. Look at this beard, brother.
Shanklin.
You know what I'm saying? Look at this beard, brother. You feel me? And I drink like a fish. That's Irish.
Speaking of which, will you reach behind you, please?
Yeah, Roger.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I think that you get every group of people that wants their thing.
Mm-hmm.
You look at Columbus Day being Indigenous People Day.
Terrible. I hate Columbus Day, but I got you.
Either way, I think everybody wants their time in the sun to feel special. I think that it's the same as scholarships that are catered to African American people or single mothers or Indian reservations that you know, you get money for being an Indian. I think that, you know, white people get the 1% and we get a month.
Okay, cool. I agree with that as well. I agree with that. Something else. Do you watch like The Real Housewives of Atlanta or say Love and Hip Hop or anything?
No, I work.
Okay, I ain't gonna lie. Alright, I used to be against reality TV. But this Love and Hip Hop, boy,
I used to get into stuff like that.
that shit entertaining than a mother. I ain't gonna lie, it's entertaining than a mother. Boy, it's entertaining.
I'm not saying that people do
No.
it that don't work. I'm just saying, like, when I look at things like that,
Ain't
it
nobody
just
take that
makes
way.
me feel guilty. I'm like, man, I work all these hours and I can't live like that, so I don't watch it because it doesn't do good things for my positive mental
You know,
attitude.
pretty much the point I was trying to make is that I know a lot of people that watch Love and Hip Hop. Do you feel like that's good for us as a culture? Because I feel like it honestly puts us out in a bad light a lot of times because really it's just a bunch of people cheating on their wives, fucking everybody.
Yeah, but you have
fighting.
The Bachelor
But
that
it's
are committing
entertainment as hell.
suicide all the time. Like, I mean,
The Bachelor is fucked up too, but I'm talking about us right now.
okay, so talking about us, I feel like that goes through everything. And I am like rah women because I'm a feminist, you know, but I also spend a lot of time catering to my man.
You ain't too feminist, you got a man.
Because I get what I want. That's a feminist.
Okay.
And that's what I wanted, so I got him.
What exactly
I
is
found him.
What exactly is a feminist?
A feminist is somebody that believes in everybody having equal rights. Everybody, if you want an opportunity and I want an opportunity, I should have the same opportunities. But opportunities are made a lot of the times. So I think about what you were talking about, your original point on what is this saying about our culture. You want to talk about things I'm passionate and shit that drives me
Yeah, let's go.
fucking crazy. The
Let's go.
radio
I got
makes
time.
me so
Oh man, we got this big
fucking
thing on the
lunatic.
radio, man.
So
Let's go.
have you heard the song? And it goes something like this. I knew my rent was gonna be late about a week ago. I worked my ass off and I still can't pay it though. But I got just enough to get off in this club. Have me a good time before my time is up. And this is catering to young broke people that think they are working their asses off when really probably not. When's the last time you really did something that was not required of you to brush up your skills, to be a leading expert in your field, to do the very most that you could do as a young person? As a young person, when's the last time you really did that? Because if you're saying, you know, I'm doing that every day, then fuck it, go make a GoFundMe. Like, I don't know what to tell you. But for the most part, I feel like that's not happening. And they're saying, I want to have a good time before my time's up. No, you want to have a good time today, and then come Monday, you're going to be figuring out how to pay that rent that's still late. I think that that's horrible. I think that it is disgusting.
Would you love me if I got locked up?
Would you love me if I got
How
locked up?
bullshit is that? Isn't that bullshit?
If I
That's
got
fucking
locked
garbage.
up
What are we out here
today,
saying,
if
man?
I got locked up today and we lost it all, would you still love me?
Hell no.
No.
What the fuck you do?
No, I had somebody try to sell me insurance today, and they were like, you're pimping your man because would you want him to have to think about his finances through his grieving period? And I'm like, I'm dead. I don't have to worry about what he's going through. Do I love you? Yes. But I really do think, you know, maybe I don't need $1 million of life insurance at 22.
Nah.
You know, but I get where she was coming from. She's great at what she does, and she's definitely a professional that's thinking about, you know, long term. So I appreciate that. Don't get me wrong. But like, nah, you better go work. If you go to the dog track and spend all of our money, will I still love you? No.
Yeah,
Well, maybe I will love you, but I mean, if you get locked up, I'm not writing you. I'm gonna be too busy on Tinder trying to replace you.
You know that reminds me of have you ever watched damn it, what's the White Man Can't Jump? You ever watched that movie? You never seen it either?
Look, I've heard about it. I just never. I might have seen it when I was young, man.
Oh man,
like,
okay, well it has Woody Harrelson in it, and his girlfriend at the time is Rosie Perez.
Okay.
And pretty much what Woody Harrelson was, he was a fuck up. He was good at basketball, and he owed so many people money that he was just gambling on basketball the whole time, and it got to a point where she eventually had to leave him because remember she just went to Jeopardy and won all that money. You know what I'm saying? And he fucked the money over. And granted, he actually won this time, but she's like, yo, the fact that you even just keep gambling the money off, I gotta leave you.
Yeah, that's a good, man.
I'm looking for like a mutual funds relationship, not like a gambling at the dog track relationship. You know what I'm saying? I just want something with a little bit of stability, and I feel like these songs, the Or Nah song. I'm not gonna sing that one.
Oh, come on.
That's a little raw.
Let's hear it.
No. But like Or Nah, or damn right Or Nah. You better get up out of my face. People send me things, because I'm friendly. I like to be friendly. If you send me a Facebook friend request, I might friend you and assume that we've met. But this first meme that you private message me that's like, get naked, blocked.
See,
blocked.
I can't.
I'm not gonna fight with you. I'm just gonna block you. Like Or Nah.
I can't listen to a lot of this new music anyway because now that I'm grown, like you said, shit doesn't make sense to me now that I'm grown.
How old are you?
If I had children,
32.
if I had a little girl, or if I had a man and I heard him, like if I had an 8-year-old son walking around singing these songs, I'd be in trouble. Somebody would want to reprimand me for my parenting style, I'm sure, because I wouldn't allow it. And how can you not allow it? Like, I mean, it's everywhere. It's not like you can really monitor everything they're going to do.
Give it a couple weeks, weather's about to break. Guarantee we're about to have a new song on the radio that's something to the effect that, you know, I broke up with my man, I'm about to get it, about to be happy.
Yeah.
What's up, ladies? All right, it's going to happen. I mean, these cycles keep fucking happening.
Beyonce's over here like single ladies. If you liked it, then you should have put a ring on it.
Speaking of Beyonce, we about to get to Beyonce now. I've already talked about this once before, but her Super Bowl performance.
Okay.
I personally loved the performance, but I sat there and said it was the wrong place for it. I got a lot of slack because I said that. And the reason why I'm saying this is because I feel like there should be no controversy at all at the Super Bowl. There's kids watching.
Okay.
There's kids in the crowd. And people sat there and said I was a hypocrite because I said how much I loved Kendrick's performance at the Grammys. And it was like, well, it was the same thing, Black Lives Matter. Yes, it was. I get it, but Kendrick performed his in front of grown folks.
Okay, I hear what you're saying about that, but I mean, if I'm looking at it from that standpoint, and it's a kids thing, I don't think kids are the ones that were getting that message. Now, if we're going to talk about it from the kids' point of view, and Beyonce wants to put forward the best image of, you know, everybody.
The kids probably didn't get it.
My thing is, like, if it's for the kids, then put on some pants. Like, why are you running around here in a bathing suit? And, you know, I'm all about body positivity and, you know, blah, 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 blah. I really am. I shouldn't say blah, 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 because it makes it sound like I'm belittling it. I'm not. I'm just saying, if we're talking about even general messages that we want to put out there for young people that would be watching, why not, like, if the best place to really hit their pocketbook, why not come out dressed like a CPA? I would love to see that. I would love to see Beyonce in a pantsuit.
Did you catch the hair?
That was another thing.
Catch what hair? What are you talking about?
Beyonce's hair at the Super Bowl. Every girl around her, all had natural big curly
Yeah,
hair.
and the natural hair, and she
And
did
she
it.
came out
Had
fucking
blonde, straight hair.
bullshit. I mean, how are you gonna be?
That really did get me too.
You know what? I never paid attention to that until y'all said it,
Did you
but
peep that? I mean, that really
I
happened.
peep it now that you said
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
I
because
never
he
thought
hears
about it.
he hears it, he sees it. You know,
Plus you probably in the spirit telling him.
he gets to hear about it. He does. He does get to hear about it. He does get to hear about it. But if we are so proud of this, and there's so many things going on in African American entertainment, skin lightening. You know, you look at these performers like 3 years ago that were 3 shades darker. I don't know how you measure shades exactly, but I imagine similar to the way that Revlon does.
Yeah, I hate that Halloween
You know,
shit. I swear I do.
I don't hate it. I think that it is what it
No,
is. And if this was a long time ago, and you know, you and I were not free, I guarantee you my labor load would be less than yours because I look a certain kind of way. They have a whole lot of documentaries on why African American women started straightening their hair and things like that, and it was to fit into this white
Chris
culture.
Rock actually made a whole documentary called Good Hair. You remember that?
Yes, I do.
Who did?
Chris
Chris
Rock
Rock.
called Good Hair.
Really?
And if you look at Beyonce next to some of the girls she was dancing and singing with, even in Destiny's Child, she is probably the most predisposed to look like something that everybody could get down with. You know what I'm saying? I think Kelly Rowland has a better singing voice, personally. Do I think she's as strong of a performer?
I
Maybe
think Kelly
not.
has a better singing voice too.
And those are just my opinions, but I think that there's.
See-
I work in sales, and do you know what? I make more money, I believe, probably because there's a certain level of attraction that comes into things like that. And that's not me just saying, oh, gee, I think I'm so pretty. But statistically, salespeople that are taller, salespeople that have straighter teeth, salespeople that have lighter eyes. You know, these are all things that make people make buying decisions. And when you're a performer, you are out there shaking it, asking people to make a buying decision.
Well, what I was gonna say is that I'm a server, and I'm a black 32-year-old man with a beard, and you got to think I have just a mean-looking face during the time.
Okay.
Then why the fuck am I out selling all these young bitches to fuck with me?
Are you better at what you do?
Yeah,
Are you better at what you do?
yeah.
And there's the discourse.
Okay,
Like, you know,
okay.
if you are an expert in your field, you're still going to do really well. But I think that confidence comes from either knowing you're more attractive or confidence is everything. You know what I'm saying? I see girls that are beautiful, still can't get a man. Or a woman. Like, I'm not saying and you know, it's not because they are doing this feminist thing where they want to stand on their own and just be single ladies. Nah, they're out there looking. They are looking, but they have nasty attitudes. And then girls that, you know,
Thank you for saying that.
nasty attitudes. Like, I don't want to
Thank
date
you for saying that because there's a few females that I know right now who pretty as hell. Not trying to offend you at all, but they got that wet. If you got that wet. You got that wet, and you wonder why a man won't stick around because I'm tired of first thing I get in there, I get to doing, you know what I'm saying, the thing, and we're cool, and then all of a sudden you start, oh, well, you ain't this, you ain't that, you ain't doing this, you ain't that. Like, damn it, the hell, what the fuck happened? And that's a problem. Like, you got, I ain't saying accept somebody, but for the most part, yeah.
But you have to accept yourself. If you're confident in yourself and confident in what you do, and if you, and that's getting back to the performances, that's getting back to, you know, you outselling other girls.
Yeah.
If you are better at what you do, so that gives you confidence in what you do. That's what I'm trying to buy. I'm trying to be entertained.
That ties into the Kelly Clark thing too.
I have one.
Better than Rocky.
Yeah, I have one female friend in particular. This ain't a female friend that I've did anything with. She's just my friend.
Okay.
But she only talks to people if they have a certain amount of money.
Okay.
And she wonders why she can't keep a man, or you know,
Is she bringing a similar amount of money? Probably not. Chances are.
Okay, look, she's very business motivated. Don't get it fucked up. But the point I'm trying to make is that you're still basing everything off of money.
Yeah, which is
So then once this guy goes through a little dry period.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're already talking about you want to leave him and this and this. And I'll be honest, this female I'm talking about in particular, yeah, there's guys who I'm talking about who got money. It ain't like they got trust funds and 401ks.
Lots of other options, friendlier options.
Yeah, it ain't like they have bank accounts. I'm saying like they just got money in bags. You know, they have a safe somewhere.
You know, that's fun because I'm getting my pilot's license. We were up at the airport, and these guys were giving me some shit. Because she came in, you know, she's looking good, got her business attire on, and they're like, "How you doing with him?" Kind of, you know, razzing me around. That's fine. And she goes, "Well, when's the best time to buy stock?" When it's low. Like, she's investing in me.
You said that?
Yeah, then she came back quick
That's
as hell.
what's up. I like that.
You know what I mean?
I like that.
That's our whole relationship. That's what makes it really fucking money. Like, is that we're both investing in each other. We see that we're gonna grow.
I like that.
She came back quick as hell with that. And that feels good. You know what I mean? She's got my back, and she's really like, hey, I invested in this stock also because I know it's gonna fuck it up, and it's gonna be good.
And you know, I've made the joke before. We take turns being the CEO and vice president of operations.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? He gives good counsel. He's got a solid structure. He's got a good base. I can build a palace on a good foundation. I can build an empire on a good foundation. You can't build that on sand. You know what I'm saying? So I want to be somebody else's foundation too, though, because if I'm the contractor, you know, you still can't, you don't want a tent on your foundation.
I wish more females had that output. I'm going to tell you how
I wish more men had that output.
Well, I'm getting a little personal right now. I had a situation, and it still fucks me to this day. I had a female that I was deeply in love. Like, honestly, this female still has my heart to a certain extent. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's sweet.
You ain't heard the rest of the story. It was so sweet. Anyway.
I cry at Bambi. I don't have to know the whole story.
Anyway, the main reason that she had left me for the most part was because I wasn't professional enough. We even had conversations before. It was like, yeah, even though you're making money waiting tables, at the time I had 2 jobs.
Okay.
I had 2 waiting table jobs. She said, yeah, you're making money and all, but what if you made a little less money but you had a title? You was more professional. How do you feel about that?
I feel like it is like any growth situation, right? Growth situation. If you're looking to do long-term life things and you are going to make a commitment to always do the very best you can do to offset the lifestyle choices you guys have made together.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I met him, I worked at a gas station.
I worked at Papa John's, man.
You worked at Papa John's, you know what I'm saying? I didn't get with him for money. Now, if he'd looked me in the eye and said, you know, my life ambition is to only make $8 an hour, well, I'm just gonna be straight up. That would not have worked for me. That would not have worked. You know, are you trying to move up in your ranks? Are you trying to? Because there's no point in taking a job for a title if all you're getting is a title. Like, titles don't pay bills. Now, she's saying that because she wants you positioned in a place where you can move up to be making more money eventually, or have you guys decided that, you know, you really don't need more than $40,000 together? Maybe your most important aspect of a relationship is, you know, you guys get to see each other every day. I make sacrifices. I go 20 days without seeing him. And I know a lot of females, a lot of men, that won't work because you're not willing to make that kind of sacrifice. Now, if I looked at him tomorrow and was like, in the next year, I would like to be making $100,000 and I'm going to go to this training program in California. We're going to be doing nothing but a long distance relationship because the money is the most important. It's just a balance. It's a scale of where you want to meet people. Do you know what I'm saying? That's
I get you what her thing.
That was a long answer.
Well, no, I'm a weirdo. I really just felt like, hey, if you love me and I love you, that's all it really took. And granted, I get to the money. I stay employed.
Yeah.
Feel me? At the end of the day.
Are you lazy? Do you have ambition?
Okay, I said like this. In the last 11 years, I've only been unemployed for 30 days. And the only reason I got unemployed is because I had a legal situation that I'm not going to bring up right now. But I had
What are you bringing me?
I had lost a job, and within 30 days, I had got another job, and I still have this job right now.
Okay.
You feel
So
me?
you're not lazy. That means you've got a good foundation. We can do anything with
I'm
a
a
good
server, a
foundation.
comedian, and I run the podcast right now. Come on, I can't be too lazy, huh? I mean, let's be honest here. Come on.
And I find nothing more
And I got a damn show
attractive than
this
ambition.
Saturday. Come on, I can't be too lazy.
You got a show Saturday?
You already know that's the Bluefield show we was talking about, man. I've been slaving over this motherfucker. The reason this show was so important to me, honestly, my first time ever on stage was supposed to be February 15th, 2014.
Okay.
It was my first time ever on stage. I never wanted to be a stand-up comedian, my dude. I'll be honest with you. To make a long story short, I used to make memes, and there was a guy by the name of Benny the Don, who we ended up linking up. We're making memes together. We came up with this little thing called Loyal Mob Comedy or whatnot, and we're making moves. It gets to the point where one day he just says, "Yo, we suck as comedians." I didn't know we was comedians. Even though we said comedy, yo, that we're really just making memes.
Yeah.
He was like, all right, I want you to be on the business end of it. I'm about to get on stage though, brother. Okay, cool. Get on stage. It's fine. However, he talked me into it, and I was about to do it that day, and I wrote 15 minutes of material, and the show ended up getting canceled because the club that we were going to do it at ended up getting shut down. I'm just being honest.
But you didn't quit.
So then after that, I had those legal situations where I really couldn't go too many places. You feel me? I was on paper. You know me? On paper. Hey, I'm not a bad guy, but yeah, I've been in some shit. And then I finally got on stage in October of 2014 at Black Sheep. And the only reason I really went there, honestly, there was a cab driver by the name of Angel. The cab driver put me on. He's the guy who told me about the spot. You remember
It's a great story.
That long hair?
You went to the last show with me.
Yeah, that's him?
Yeah, that's the reason why he came there and was taking pictures. Because
That's a guy? Alright.
in his eyes, I'm his baby now. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, I made this guy. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm talking about comedy all the time. He's like, yo, I know where to go. And I go there and I didn't like it at first. Not even a little bit because...
The comedy or the joint?
Man, I was too niggerish.
I hear you.
I'll be honest. Yeah, I said I was too
You
niggerish.
adjusted for the room.
When I went there.
Okay.
And the next time, if you notice, I've been adjusting even more, and that adjustment has been fucking up some people's views, but I had to perform. You feel me?
You gotta get your reps in.
This was the stage. You feel me? This is the stage. I'm trying to put on a good show. This is what I got. You feel me?
Yeah.
Either way it goes, Bluefield, I've been waiting 2 years for this show.
Hell yeah.
And I finally got it. You know what I'm saying? Dude,
Okay.
Yep, and I finally got it. And not only do I get to do it, but I'm about to go completely raw. You feel me? I gave you a few of the little jokes that I was going to say earlier. I was
Yeah,
like,
no, I'm
yo,
here. You're going ham. You're about to go ham.
Those things I would never say at Black Sheep. I'm about to go Super Saiyan out that motherfucker. You feel me? I just hope it
Not
works.
safe for kids.
Oh,
Not safe for
not
what?
safe for kids. It's not safe for your mama. Your mama and your grandma don't need to come to the show. Well, tell them to come, but tell them just remember little Chris from the porch back in the day. Don't remember Chris right now because I'm about to go stupid. But
When did you leave Bluefield?
I left Bluefield in 2001.
Yeah? And you been here since?
Yeah, I made a lot of bad choices up here too. Came up here, became a drug dealer, quit being a drug dealer.
I was a lousy drug
Quit
dealer.
being a drug.
Ain't no drug money involved in any of this. But ask about me. I used to do my thing. It's not all stereotypes. I used to get down. I used to get down. I'm about to bring that up on stage too. I'm about to talk about all this. And also, tomorrow at the Monkey Barrel.
Monkey Barrel in Charleston.
The show's supposed at 9 o'clock, right?
I think it starts around 9, yeah.
Okay. You are performing?
I'm performing, and our good buddy Andrew Best is performing.
Andrew
with
Best,
us.
also another member of Loyal Mob Comedy. Pretty much, he's really the co-host of this show.
Yeah, he's your boy. I'm surprised he in here.
Bruh, he's been busy. He had a show yesterday in Chillicothe.
Yeah, I saw that. He's been busy, man.
Then he's the hardest working comedian I fucking know right now.
I'm jealous of him when I'm on that boat, man. He's always going, doing stuff. Fucking.
I ain't seen not one, since I've been doing this. And I've only into it been like 17 months now. I'm into 17 months. He started.
Was this a baby? Come on now.
He started. I'm still a baby.
17 months.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, over a year. He started in July of last year.
Yeah.
He didn't a year yet.
He dove in, man.
He's already been on stage close to 50 fucking times, man. Dude, he had 3 shows this week. I think he had a show yesterday in Chillicothe.
Mm-hmm.
Tomorrow at the Monkey Barrel. And he going to Blue for me on Saturday.
I mean, he's out there, man. I think it's gonna pop off. He's getting
He has no
reps in.
choice but to because he's getting the reps in.
Exactly, dude. He's getting stronger, getting confident. He's got his material. I like the way he thinks. It just comes down to.
And honestly, he actually been inspiring me because I'll be honest with you, I don't call it lazy, but hell, I'll call it somewhat fear. You know what I'm saying? I went on 2 times in 2014. I really only went on like 6 times last year.
I know about the fear.
Hell, as far as this year goes, this has been my 5th show this year, and this is gonna be March 5th.
Dude, I'm 26. I did my first set when I was 19 at up in Michigan. I made my New Year's resolution to get up there at Mark Ridley's Comedy Castle.
Mm-hmm.
And dude, it took me 6 weeks to get on there. And once I got up there, because everyone that I was working with was like, man, you should really try it, you know. So I get up there, this guy says, I'm gonna turn the light on. Let you know when you got a minute, you know what I mean? You gotta follow that. He turns the light on. I had just started hitting my stride, or I thought my stride, so I'm feeling good, man. He turns the light on, I just kept going, I pumped out another one. Now it's flicking the light. He's flicking it, dude. I fucked up. I just kept going a little bit longer. The MC came out and just literally grabbed me and pulled me off the stage.
Damn.
And he's like, it's all cool, man. I saw you got located. Fuck, I'm sorry. I didn't even know I was 19. I didn't know how, that fucks up the whole cycle of everything. But then after that, man, I went to school, got fucking arrested, got DUI, fucking had to work, do all my shit. And I just got scared, man. I didn't fucking do it. So I came down, and it took me 5 years to get back out there.
Hey, shit happens, man.
Fuck.
Anyway, I'm not going to wrap this up. This has been a great time. This is Shooting the Shit with your boy Shank. My name is Shank. This is
Brian Giller.
And this is Angelica. And this has been y'all understand, I've been slaving for a few days now, and I needed this, so.
You're gonna be sharp, man. You're gonna be sharp. Good luck.
Thank you for having us on, sir.
All right, y'all take care. We'll see y'all next week. All right. This camera, cut this off.
Will you roll me a cigarette? I've run out.